In 1980, Topps printed a baseball card set that looked like every other set they'd made. It had a familiar design, familiar packs, and of course the familiar gum. Nobody opening one of those 25-cent wax packs that spring knew they were holding the last set Topps would ever print alone. The 1980 set looks familiar. Large photo, player name printed across the top, position ribbon in the upper corner, team banner at the bottom. If you squinted, it could pass for 1977. Facsimile autographs were back on the card front for the first time since 1977. The cartoon panels on the back returned as well, after 2 years of mini-games. Topps went back to what worked, safe choices in what turned out to be their final year of making choices alone. The wax pack's price went up, 20 cents in 1979, 25 in 1980. No announcement, just quietly more expensive. And tucked inside were names collectors knew well. Pete Rose, Mike Schmidt, Carl Yastrzemski. Ozzie Smith has his second-year card here too. Still in a Padres uniform, still 2 years away from St. Louis. The San Diego Padres team card was photographed at the San Diego Zoo. You'll see the elephants in the background, posing for the picture as well. The 1980 set doesn't open with a player. It opens with 6 highlight cards, a recap of individual milestones from the 1979 season. Pete Rose's 44-game hitting streak. Gary Templeton becoming the first switch hitter to collect 100 hits from each side in a single season. For anyone who followed the 79 set, these 6 cards are familiar ground. Topps began 98 by looking backwards, while 1979 was still a little fresh. Card number 1 shows Brock and Yastrzemski together. Both men reached 3,000 hits during the 1979 season. Card number 1 of the 1980 set was the first time either milestone appeared on a baseball card. And of course, there's Billy Martin. In the fall of 1979, Topps was already printing the 1980 set. The Yankees team card was ready. Billy Martin listed as manager. He'd been there before. He seemed safe. Then, in October, Martin punched a marshmallow salesman in a hotel bar in Minnesota and lost his job. Topps pulled the card. Dick Hauser replaced him. But a small number of proof sheets survived, with Martin's name still on it. The card does exist. It just never made it into packs. In 1980, the biggest story in baseball wasn't a rookie. It was a third baseman from Kansas City, chasing something nobody had done in the American League since 1941. That summer, George Brett hit .390, the closest any player had come to .400 since Ted Williams. Every day, the number moved. Kids pulled out their Brett cards and checked them. His 1980 Topps card was that card they were checking. A great player in a Kansas City uniform. The card couldn't show what the summer would become. Nobody could. But it was there for every at-bat of the chase. The set also carries its share of future stars who hadn't arrived yet. Cards 661 through 686 featured 3 prospects per team, the Future Stars subset. Dan Quisenberry is in there. So is Jesse Orosco, who would go on to pitch until he was 46 years old. He was the MLB's all-time leader in games pitched at 1,252. Rickey Henderson stole 33 bases in his rookie season with Oakland in 1979. Topps put him on a card the following spring, card number 482. Ron LaFleur, Willie Wilson, and Omar Moreno were in those packs. All 3 stole bases. Nothing on any of their cards said one of them was going to change the record books. In 1980, Rickey stole 100 bases. In 1982, he broke the single-season record with 130. By the end of his career, he had held the all-time record for stolen bases and runs scored, and he had accumulated more than 3,000 hits. A PSA 10 copy of his card sold in January of 2026 for $183,000. Only 26 exist. And because Topps still had the monopoly, Henderson's card was the only rookie card he would ever have from that season. No Fleer version, no Donruss version, just Topps card 482. In 1981, everything changed. Fleer entered the market, Donruss entered the market. For the first time since 1963, there were 3 companies making baseball cards. The hobby that had quietly been shifting, the price guides, the rising values, the collectors paying attention to condition, suddenly had competition driving it forward. But every card in the 1980 set, the Brett's Chase, Henderson's Rookie, the Billy Martin proof sheet that never shipped, was printed under a license that would never exist again in quite the same way.